too much sloppy play for game 4 of the ALCS. Too much stuff you'd see in spring training that you work out the kinks with. Cannot get picked off when you're down 3-1 with the tying run at the plate and the heart of the order coming up. You can't make the third out at third when the tying run is going to come to the plate in the 6th inning down by 3 runs. You can't uncork wild pitches and pass balls that give a free run to an opponent. You can't make a managerial mistake like pitching to George Springer, not walking him with a lefty reliever on the mound, or just not going to the righty reliever, which you used anyways that inning in Matt Brash. You can't have those in game 4 of the ALCS. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. 8-2, the Jays once again pound the Seattle Mariners tonight, and they even this series up at 2 games apiece. As always, before I go any further, like the video, comment your thoughts on the team and the game down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new or lurking to the channel. Jays have just owned the Mariners. Truthfully, they've won now, I think, 7 in a row in Seattle, even going back to 2024, and it continues, and a lot of them have not been close baseball games at all. Sometimes teams just come into certain ballparks and feel good when they're there, and the Blue Jays certainly feel that way when they come to Seattle. As the road team has won every game so far in this series. But yeah, I mean, listen, yesterday was bad, right? You know, I'm not going to say the game was good, but you can at least leave it going, hey, listen, we're up 2-1. You know, you're still in good shape here. We all would have taken 2-1. And I'm not going to pull that tonight. Hey, we would have taken 2-2. Because no, when you're up 2-0, you wouldn't have taken 2-2. That, to me, now that does change a little bit. Like, you know, the sequencing does matter here. If the Mariners were like up 3-1, now I'd go, yeah, see, we were fine, right? But now that it's 2-2, you were up 2-0. You had the command of this series, and you've lost that essentially. So you won't hear that one from me tonight for sure. But, you know, I didn't expect the Mariners to sweep. Jays came in yesterday, played good baseball, pounded you, got to a good pitcher, and they won. Not shocked. I didn't think the Mariners were going to win this series 4-0. I didn't like the bounce back effort tonight. And that's to me what was most disappointing. I didn't like the at-bats, didn't love the pitching, didn't love some of the swings against Max Scherzer, who, listen, of course, credit to Scherzer, veteran, comes out there and does his thing. But you've got to have better at-bats against a guy that in September was one of the worst pitchers in baseball. He struggled. You can't have him go 6 innings of 1-run ball against you. You just can't. Got to capitalize in the first inning when you've got a couple guys on. Cal and Julio work walks. What happens? Similar to Bieber last night. Now, I think Bieber's stuff looked Scherzer's stuff looked good. He was hitting 96, and that breaking ball had some good movement to it as well. But you allow these pitchers to just settle in. Then, you know, Scherzer wasn't going to throw anything middle. He was going to paint the corners, paint the edges, try to get guys to chase. And when he got up 3-1 and 5-1, he just completely settled in on you and was able to do that. Similar to Bieber last night. They were both able to just kind of settle in and do their thing, and with no pressure from the Mariners. The at-bats were poor. And like I said, just too much self-inflicted wounds. The Blue Jays completely outplayed the Mariners. That's my point about the self-inflicted wounds. Isn't trying to say that, you know, oh, the Mariners would have won this baseball game if they didn't do that. But what the Mariners did do is cost themselves opportunities. You know, by uncorking a wild pitch there with Springer at third in the 4th inning, a 4-1 game becomes 5-1. That's huge, right? Every run in the playoffs is so critical. Leo Rivas gets picked off down 3-1 with Cal Raleigh at the plate and 1 out. Rivas has a great at-bat to start that inning, but you just cost your team an opportunity for Cal or Julio to tie it up, or maybe even take the lead if one of them gets on base and then the other one gets into a pitch. You know, and maybe that completely shifts the series. Josh Naylor, who, listen, 3 hits today and a walk. Naylor on base 4 times with the home run. He's the only guy that did much at the plate. But you can't make the third out at third there. You just can't. I mean, that's the tying run coming to the plate, and Eugenio Suarez Suarez was the guy that made the hit. You know, you had Flew Hardy on the mound, who would have, I think, had to have faced the next batter. So you could have had Garver up there, who's got some pop against a lefty, and you never know, right? Like, sure, the Mariners might have just grounded out and ended the inning. That's what I'm saying. They were outplayed, but they cost themselves opportunities. That Naylor play cost them an opportunity. And sure enough, next inning, Vlad home run, and it's just all undone. Even that one little run you got, gone. You can't have that. You've got to stay put at second base there. That run just isn't that important at that stage of the game. It's the runs behind you that matter. Naylor getting to third there with 2 outs, maybe with an out or 0 outs, but even there, that's stupid, because then it's like, why would you cost yourself, that out at third base, even first or second out doesn't make sense. You just stay put. If you aren't 100% certain, and I'm sure Naylor thought that throw was coming home and everything like that, but still, it's not worth it. I'd rather have Polo get thrown out at home there. I could stomach that more than getting thrown out at third. Some of the Randy Arozarena at bats, just awful. I mean, he is lost. Pitches right down the middle at 93, staring at him. Then he's chasing pitches way outside the zone. I mean, Gino does check in with an RBI single, but his at bats have been brutal as well. There's just not much you can do. We're deep into the season. This is the ALCS. There's no trade you're going to make. There's nobody coming up that's going to be better. I mean, maybe if Ben Williamson was on this roster, you could make that case, but he's not. So you're not putting Miles Mastroboni at third base, or you're not putting him in left field to take over. You just got to hope these guys are better and turn it around. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, this is the team the rest of the way. So I saw some people kind of commenting that yesterday, like, what about Gino? And like, nothing you can do. I mean, Gino's your third baseman the rest of the way. It's super frustrating. He has not been good. In fact, you could probably make the case that they just rolled with Ben Williamson. They'd honestly have gotten better production in a sick way. But this is what you have now. So, I mean, this is the team. Randy just has to be better. Gino has to be better. Dom has to be better. JP has to be better. There were some at-bats. I don't remember what inning it was, fifth or sixth. Oh man, how did the inning start? I think Dom singles, JP up 3-1 in the count. It was a good pitch from Scherzer, but JP pops it up. Maybe you let that one go by and go, hey, I'm not doing anything with that. And it's 3-2. Maybe you work a walk. Leo Rivas up next, 3-1 count. Now, Rivas hit a couple balls hard on the barrel to the gap. Barger just made good plays. So I'm not going to fault Rivas for swinging 3-1 there. But, I mean, even stuff like that, right? If one more ball from Scherzer in those at-bats, and you could have had bases loaded, nobody out in that situation. So just very, very frustrating all around. Now, listen, again, I'm going to do it. If you don't want any optimist and you're just down in the dumps about it, totally fine. Again, this channel does not tell people how to fan. I certainly understand it. But we are going to look at some the Dan Wilson thing with Springer. I meant to bring that up. You guys know, guys and gals know, I've defended Dan. Think he's made some just choices that aren't as bad as maybe it's made out to be by some people. But I always try to give you fair and honest. And I hope when I harp on a player more, it means a little bit more, because I try to be very fair and balanced. Did not understand having Gabe Spire face George Springer in the third inning there. Made zero sense. If you're going to leave Spire in because you want him to face Lucas, walk Springer. Because at that point, the extra runs don't matter that much. You're trying to get out of that 3-1. If it's 0-0 or you're up 2-0, I get it, right? Because you don't want to start putting tying runs on base. But you're down. The goal is to get out of that 3-1. And if that sets you up better, fine. Okay, Dan would probably come back if he was sitting here. And this is why I always defend managers too, because there is more to it than just boom, there it is. Dan's probably going to say, if I walk Springer, I guarantee Vlad Guerrero bats that inning. And I don't want to do that. That is actually very understandable. Then go to Matt Brash. You went to Brash that inning anyways. Why let Spire face Springer? Then go to Matt Brash and have him face George Springer in that spot. You were clearly willing to use Brash in that inning, which is totally fine. Totally fine. But go to him there in that situation and have him face George Springer. If Springer gets one off Brash, or if you walk him and Lucas hits a home run, I mean, so be it. Listen, players still got to play. I don't think that decision costs them the game. The pitch Gabe threw to Springer was still terrible. And Luis Castillo wasn't good enough. 8 minutes in the video, I haven't gotten on the rock. He was not good enough. There was way too much middle. You got to stop giving up home runs to Andres Jimenez. You have to. You can give them up to Vlad. Well, you can't anymore because you'll be out of this. You can give them up to Springer. You can let Lucas beat you. You can let Varsho, Kirk, Barger, when he's healthy, Bo Bichette. You cannot keep letting Andres Jimenez hit 2 more home runs against you. Cannot happen. Listen, I'm not a pitching expert. I don't know what pitches to throw in what sequence necessarily, but I know you can't give up back-to-back 2-run home runs to that guy in back-to-back games. I mean, it's like giving up back. Like if Miles Mastroboni went deep, it's probably not quite that bad, but in kind of a similar fashion. Castillo was not good. I had no problem with that early hook. That was a critical spot. Everything was getting hit hard. And after that home run, I think Springer grounded out. Then Lucas and Vlad hit hard. Kirk spits on some okay pitches. I do think the squeezed Castillo. I don't remember which at bat it was. It might have been to Kirk a little bit, but it just wasn't good enough. Castillo's been a great postseason pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, no doubt. But it was not good enough today. And I thought the hook there was fine. I think it could have gotten pretty ugly had Castillo stayed in. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. I thought Kirby should have had a quicker hook after 3 innings. I thought that was the right time to take Castillo out. I think going to Spire there was the right decision. It just unfortunately, gave up an extra run. And then in the 4th inning, it unraveled a little bit there too. And it cost you. So not good enough from Castillo, expected better. Again, quick 1st inning, quick 2nd inning, right? It was the 3rd inning again. Very similar. Yesterday, Ernie Clement doubled. Today, IKF doubles. And then the floodgates open. They didn't open up as bad today as yesterday. But yeah, I mean, the vibes have really shifted, right? It was not that long ago, 24 hours ago, a little bit more, that Julio hit a 2-run home run. And man, I mean, felt as good as we felt. I mean, you could feel it. You could feel it. Even today, didn't quite have the same feeling, but Naylor gets the home run and like, okay, maybe we're going to bounce back and win this game and go up 3-1 in this series, and put yourself in really good shape here and a chance to advance to the World Series tomorrow in front of the fans. But, I guess what wasn't meant to be and did not happen here tonight. It's just amazing the shift that can happen so quickly. All right, now let's shift over to some positivity. We've gone negative. That's my takes on it. Listen, the Blue Jays are playing great baseball last 2 games. They've been on fire all postseason. It's probably a minor miracle what the Mariners did game 1 and 2. It should at least give you a little bit more. Wow, that was impressive what they did game 1 and 2. Where was I going to say? Yeah, we'll shift back into positive. If you don't want that, totally, like I said, totally fine. I don't judge anybody how they fan. Like we all cope differently. I tend to try to stay positive, especially at this point, right? Like we've made it this far. Why throw in a towel now? Like we're here. This is it. I mean, what's the point in throwing it away? It'd be like if you were up 17-0 in the Super Bowl and they tied it, in the 4th quarter, disappointed. Yeah. But like, you're not going to give up in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl of a tie game. That's kind of where the Mariners are right now. Anyways, now I completely forgot my train of thought here. Yeah, wow, I'm blowing it tonight, aren't I? Completely forgot where I was going to head with this. Optimist. See, it's even been tough for me. Okay, number 1. I broke. The series has broken me officially. Listen, the comments are going to be the Jays have all the momentum, right? Blue Jays have all the momentum here. Look what's happened the last 2 games. Momentum is fleeting. Momentum is probably, to be perfectly honest, not that real. The Mariners had all the momentum game 1 and 2. They came to Seattle, came back home, 2 wins away from a World Series, jumped out 2-0 in the bottom of the 1st of game 1, had a shutdown ending the next inning. Blue Jays came right back and answered. Today, Josh Naylor puts them up 1-0. On your way to a 3-1 series lead. Blue Jays come right back. Momentum can go away in a just like that. It's as good as the next day's starting pitcher. It's as good as your first at bat in the 1st inning. The Mariners can take that momentum back. You can still win it. You can still win tomorrow. I still will die on the hill that I don't see this team losing 3 straight home playoff games. They're going to test that theory. They are 100% trying to test my theory. I don't see it happening. It's not, I guess now it is a prediction because in order to do that, they have to win tomorrow. But I just, it's not me trying to go, yeah, we're winning tomorrow. I don't know. But I still think there's a chance. The series is 2-2. They're not down 3-0. They're not down 3-1. They're tied with 1 more game in front of your home crowd tomorrow. You win tomorrow, beat Kevin Gausman. You're up 3-2 going back to Toronto with Logan Gilbert on the bump. Pressure back on the Jays. They have to win game 6 to survive. You just got to find a way. The worst case, well, obviously the worst case scenario is getting swept at home, but no matter what, they had to find a way to win 1. They had to find a way to pull out 1 of these games, and they can still do that. They can still win tomorrow, still go up 3-2, and we can still leave tomorrow night after this game going, the Mariners are 1 win away from the World Series. It's going to be tough because they're going to have to do it on the road, but they will still be 1 win away. And if they can find a way to get it done tomorrow, the only pitcher that's had success starting against the Blue Jays this year is Bryce Miller. He will be on the bump tomorrow. It's not going to be Brian Wu. I guess they're going to use Wu more out of the bullpen. I kind of get it to piggyback Miller. If Wu really is on a 50, 55 pitch limit, I think that might be better to have Miller go 3 or 4, maybe more if he's cruising, but at least 3 or 4, and then have Brian Wu behind him. I'd be shocked if we don't see Brian Wu tomorrow at some point in the baseball game. Listen, they've missed Brian Wu too. I mean, it's not an excuse. They have. The Mariners' best pitcher all season has not pitched in the playoffs. That's a huge blow. It's an absolutely huge blow that this team has been dealt. Every team's battling injuries. I'm sure Astro fans will watch this and go, do you want me to check our laundry list of injuries? And of course, right? Like sometimes it's a war of attrition. Sometimes it's just who's healthier at the end of the year. Every Super Bowl champion, every World Series champ probably has some level of pretty good health. But it is a shame because I do think this could be different if Brian Wu would have pitched, but who knows? Maybe not. But the series is 2-2. It's tied. And I'm not going to do that if you would have signed up for this, but had the Mariners won game 3 and 4, you'd feel different. And you are in the same spot, unless you just really believe the momentum is a massive thing and the Blue Jays just have it all and keep winning. And maybe they do, right? But I've seen momentum come and go. I've seen it, I've seen a team dialed in. Cleveland had the momentum in 2001 in the ALDS. They beat the Mariners 17-2. Mariners win game 4. It can go away very, very quickly. So it is still a tied series. And like I said, the Mariners won these 2 at home after losing 2 in Toronto, we'd say it's lined up perfectly. You have a chance to sweep at home and go up 3-2 and then go back to Toronto and win it. They aren't in bad shape. They're not. It's a 2 out of 3 series, and game 1's in Seattle. And then game 2 or 3, game 3, if necessary, will be in Toronto. You've got a chance to jump out to a 1-0 series lead at home. You've got that opportunity. You can do it tomorrow. Now, if they lose tomorrow, how am I going to feel? Not great. Not great at all. Do not love going back to Toronto 3-2 down. And I feel like eventually a home team's probably going to get a game in this series. So I certainly would not give them great odds. I won't give up. I mean, again, we made it this far. I'm not going to throw in a towel. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous to do that. This is the ALCS. This is playoff baseball. It's a weird, fickle thing. And the Mariners are seeing it. Listen, I bet Blue Jays fans thought it was over down 0-2. Go watch any of the Blue Jays podcasts. There's some great ones out there. Locked On Blue Jays, Gate 14. You can go watch all those ones. They do a great job, by the way. I highly recommend checking them all out. And go watch their reaction after game 2. It was like, yeah, I mean, we're still in this, but got to go back to Seattle now, and it's going to be tough. And that was a team that was down 0-2. Mariners are tied. They're tied. They're tied 2-2. It's a best of 3 series with 1 in Seattle and 2 in Toronto. It's cope. Yeah, this is absolutely cope. Of course, I'm not feeling great about it. They've just got their brains beat in the last 2 nights. So I'm obviously not going to stand here and say like, this is a lock. We've got this tomorrow. But you do have a chance. You do still absolutely have a chance here. You've got a best of 3. You win 2. You go into the World Series. If you don't, I'll shed some tears with y'all. Oh, I forgot to make the members contest. Let me put that up tonight before the video ends. Sorry about that, channel members. But yeah, I mean, I guess there is a game 6, so I can do it for game 6 as well. So that's what we'll do. So it gives you all a little bit more time to do the contest. Sorry, I'm probably repeating myself. I'm probably saying things that, but it's the truth. It is 2-2. It is. That's not down 3-0. And honestly, if the Mariners were down 3-0, I wouldn't give up. Like, you got to keep fighting. Team's got to come out tomorrow, have a big performance. This could be your last home game of the year. So for the love of everything, go win the frickin' thing, right? Like a little bit of a battle cry now. This could be it. You've had a great season at home. Please finish it with a win. Please go out and get a W tomorrow. Go up 3-2, and then we can go to bed tomorrow night going, you know what? If we win one more, we're in the World Series. That's what you got to do. You got to go win a baseball game tomorrow. You got to get 1 in Toronto. I mean, easier said than done, of course. But, I mean, that's it. That's the recipe. That's the recipe to do it. It's still right there. See if they can do it. Love y'all. Appreciate all the support as always. Apologies if I don't spend a lot of time in the comment section tonight. I've got to be up. Because the game's at 3 tomorrow. So I can get my work done super early. So I've got to be up at like 4 tomorrow morning so I can get home to watch the game. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe need to stop watching them. So I'm going to get to bed. Take care, everybody. Remember to like, remember to comment, remember to subscribe. Channel members, I'll have the contest details up tomorrow. It'll be for game 6 since there is a game 6 now. And we'll go from there. So take care, everybody. I've said that 5 times now. Win tomorrow. Win tomorrow. This could be your last home game of the year. better bleep and win it. Take care, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Mariners. Peace.